Hello guys and welcome to the first episode of r/entitled parents. Parents won't give me my money back like they said they would. When I was 19 years old, I gave my parents $150K to build a new house that all of us and my sister would live in. My dad didn't have enough money for the down payment, and my mom said that when we sold our current house that they would pay me back. A year later, when the new house was done being built and our current house got sold, my parents won't give me back the $150K. They kept on saying how they raised me for so many years, took care of me, and how I live for free. What do? Should I feel guilty? I really want my money back, and I know my parents have more than enough to pay me back. They are not struggling at all. But also, our monthly bills are $6,000 a month, and my dad pays for everything. So should I still ask for my money back? Edit. I did not get it in writing, it was only a verbal agreement. Also, how they got the down payment in the first place was because I used my bank account to take out the monthly direct withdrawals of $30K every month for 5 months to the house builder. Wow, OP. You gave your parents $150K to build a new house that you can all live in together? And your parents are saying, well, actually, we don't have to give you the money back because we raised you since you were a child. In my opinion, OP, you don't need to feel guilty about this situation. $150K is a lot of money. It's the kind of money that a lot of people would dream to have. And you said yourself that your parents would be able to afford giving you that money back, but they're choosing not to at the moment. I need a break from my parents. I, 28 male, feel so guilty about saying this, but I need a break from my parents, 58 male and 49 female, and I don't know what to do. Ever since I was little, my parents tried to control every aspect of my life, from the toys that I played with, to the hobbies and interests I should pursue. Being the eldest of 3 children, I was told I need to be the example for my young siblings. They are obsessed with the idea that I needed to work hard, just as my dad did, to actually be of worth. Me and my brother would go to work with my dad and were not allowed to hang out with friends, not even during vacations, as we would be working full-time to learn the value of work. Our only escape was staying with my grandparents or any family member, but still, my parents would call and ask them to put us to work doing something to avoid being lazy. My relationship with my dad is pretty much non-existent. I resent him for not being there for me, and he only focuses on material stuff as he's getting older. He is becoming so cheap that is ridiculous. He only calls me whenever he needs help with his work and expects me to drop everything for him. Otherwise, he would call my mom and they would guilt trip me into doing it. My mom is used to bossing everyone around. She wants to control everything. She needs to have a saying into every decision I make. Otherwise, she starts complaining about how I don't value her and that she bothers me. She thinks a lot about what people would say. And she would get mad if I posted anything to do with trips or in real life events on social media. Which I don't really get. I moved from their house 5 years ago to another town 40 minutes away. And still, they keep calling and giving me opinions on how to live, that I need a better paying job. They get mad if I book a trip or a vacation instead of saving for a house or a car, which I also do. But they want me to do it at their pace, which honestly stresses me out. They want me to visit them every weekend and will throw a tantrum if I don't. Sometimes I have stuff to do or I just want to rest. I'm tired of making excuses just to have some time for myself. It's like they are upset or jealous of me for trying to live a life that does not center around them. Now here is the fun part. I'm gay and they don't know it. I don't think I will ever tell them, as I have heard their hateful and homophobic remarks towards other people. When I was around 3 years old, they took me to see a therapist because I like girl things. And they were worried I might turn gay. Well, that didn't work, and since then they became obsessed. They would send me to practice sports, while I wanted to play the piano or paint. Whenever we were at family events, my mom would be looking at me all the time to see if I was acting manly, and would get scolded once we got home for talking to my female cousins for long instead of playing soccer, or just for not sitting in a manly way. This has caused me to be an overthinker. I have anxiety, and I think I bother people or just make them mad because I'm being myself. I haven't been able to have a successful relationship because of this. I go to therapy as well, as they laughed at me when I told them I felt depressed. One time during a mandatory family therapy session at my brother's school, my dad said I have done nothing to make him proud to my face. Sorry for the long post, I just needed to get it out of my chest. I feel guilty as we are Mexican, and we are told that our culture and religion, we have to honor our parents. But I just need a break from them and their attempts to control my life. I just want to live it on my own terms. I have nice memories with them. Not everything is so bad, but the bad things just keep getting heavier and heavier, and I feel as if I were to break at any moment. I'm thinking of moving to another city and putting more distance between us, but I just don't know what else to do. Edit 1. My siblings, 25 male and 20 female, have their own issues with my parents as well. My brother is studying to become a priest, and my parents are being super religious, are as proud as you can imagine. Telling everyone that we will have a priest in the family, and are overjoyed every time someone tells them what a blessing they have in their house. The issue with him is that they are constantly watching what he eats, as he's a bit overweight, and they just call him fat. Luckily, he does not listen to them. My sister became sick a few days after she was born. This caused her to have asthma, and my mother overprotects her. She is weak, both physically and mentally. As my mom smothers her, she would not let her out and has destroyed her confidence. She acts like a 10-year-old, even though she is in college. I feel sorry for her, but I have tried to help her and it seems fruitless, as she still lives with them and depends completely on them. My family has tried to have interventions, mostly my mother's siblings. What makes me sad is that I have also heard other family members saying how we don't have enough free will, and even one of my cousins told my aunt to let his sister choose, otherwise she will end up like my sister, ruled completely by my mom's choices. But I have told my mom several times that I am an adult and I need to make my own choices and live my life. But she said that as long as she is alive, she will always have a saying over what I do, and I just need to live with it, as she will always be my mother. I told her she is free to voice her opinion, but I am free to ignore it. And she became furious. Just last month, I went to a party in another city as one of my friends was moving to Europe. She called me and became upset because I did not tell her and asked me what time I was planning on going back to my house. I told her I did not know as I was having a good time, and she kept calling me to see if I was on my way or if I was home, just so she could sleep with no worries. This has always been her excuse for not letting us out with friends when I lived in her house, because she would be worried. The last thing, and probably the most concerning one, when I was 15, I was done with them trying to force me to study what they wanted, to control my time, and I decided to end my life. Luckily, I did not, but my mom found out years later. She called me selfish because I was only thinking about myself and not about the pain I could cause her. I just really want to be at peace. My roommate tells me that when I return home from visiting them, I look sad and quiet, as if my energy and happiness was being absorbed, and it is all true. I feel exhausted. Wow, P, my heart goes out to you. You've had a really rough upbringing, and this family seems to try and control your every whim and move. I'm glad that you're finally able to break free of their hold a little bit by moving out, and things are looking better for you at least. With all the stress that they've put you through, I think you've coped with this situation very well. And I do think it's very important that you take back the power that they have over you, and that you become the person that you want to be. Don't let them choose what you want to do in your future, because at the end of the day, your happiness is what matters. I feel as though you've respected your parents a lot, and I do feel it's very important to set these boundaries so that you're able to live the life that you want to live. And I sincerely hope that things will get better for you in the future.